before we get into some of the questions, how are you feeling just in general that WrestleMania is just a few days away? Are you excited? Are you kind of in the middle of the road? Or are you kind of disappointed with how things have been going so far? What's your overall excitement level for this week?
If I'm being really honest, of course, we
Mm-hmm.
all excited because it's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So as fans
Mm-hmm.
at
Okay.
heart,
Okay.
we can't just not be excited at heart, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Because it's WrestleMania, but it don't have the hype and feel to it right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like on paper, the matches look great. I think
Mm-hmm.
all the matches legitimately look really good. It's just the builds, it ain't really hitting. You know what I'm saying? It's just the
Yeah.
ones that like. I feel like it's a big problem when the main events of WrestleMania don't feel like the biggest and most important builds going into the show. And this year, I think
Mm-hmm.
the best build they've done is Brock and Oba, and that's not a main event, not a title
Mm-hmm.
match, an opening
Mm-hmm.
match. Might I add you at WrestleMania this
Yeah.
year?
Yeah.
I just
Mm-hmm.
feel like when you have the main events, of
Mm-hmm.
course, other builds should matter, but your main event should be like this is what people are gonna really pay money to go see. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
Yeah.
like, this is what you're selling WrestleMania on. This guy versus this guy in the main event for the championship or not a championship, whatever the case may be. And it doesn't feel like the main events feel that I don't want to say important, but they don't have that big build feel to them, if you ask me, especially with Cody and Randy. I don't know. They completely just ruined all that. I don't know
Yeah.
what they did,
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
how they made that happen, why they thought it was a good idea to insert Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee and all these outsiders. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what they decided that was going to be a good idea for, but
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like as a fan, I am excited to see some matches. I still think this WrestleMania will be better than last year's,
Okay.
but it doesn't like feel like Mania season like excitement level where it's like, oh yeah, like we're on
Mm-hmm.
this is the week, you know what I mean? It's just like I'm excited because it's WrestleMania, and of course we all gonna watch, we're gonna be tapped in, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
it doesn't have that. I don't know how to explain it, man. You know, there's certain WrestleManias that came around where you just like
Oh shit! I can't wait.
you count down the days, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
count down
Like.
the days, man, and just this ain't one of them, man. It's just kind of like as the days gone by, I haven't really thought too much about WrestleMania this year. It's kind of just like,
Okay.
I'm like, oh, it's WrestleMania week. This okay? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's something more
All right.
forgettable. Like, yeah, okay, I know it's here, but it
Yeah.
doesn't have
Yeah.
that I mean, again, like I was saying, like we were talking about last night, bro, it's really only one match that I'm really just like ready to see.
Mhm.
And I mean, these dudes, Oba and Brock, look like they really want to like take each other's head off. And I'm mad that they took that off air, but I get it. They're trying to use social media. But yeah, other than that, man, we appreciate you for joining.
Yep.
It was tough for us being on your podcast last night and all that. And I know we
Mhm.
talked a little bit afterwards, off Cam, but if you don't mind, just kind of share with some of the people what kind of got you into wrestling and what made you want to, make this thing like a content type of career.
So my uncle's the one who got me into it when I was a kid. I started watching like 2004, around that time frame. So I'm a ruthless aggression era guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
My uncle used to work a third shift job, so he used to live with my grandma when I would go stay with her on the weekends, and when he would be asleep during the day, I would just be in his room sometimes. And he, back then you had the recording DVR and stuff like that.
Oh,
so
yeah.
he would have SmackDown recorded, like the show was recorded and stuff, so he can go back and watch it. And he tried to get me into it for a little bit, wasn't really interested, and I kind of started to dabble into it a little bit, but I think what really started to get me into it was just paying attention to like certain superstars. The first superstar I vividly remember that caught my attention was Eddie Guerrero. He was
Eddie.
Yeah.
coming
Rest
out
in
with the
peace.
lowrider and
Rest in
stuff.
peace.
I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, what is, bro? Like, what this guy with this swag and all this
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah. He cool.
Yeah.
Booker T was one of my favorites too, growing up.
Pop time.
Yeah, he was somebody that caught my attention. Of course, The Undertaker, like the aura that embodied his character and everything. Trying to understand that. The match that kind of really hooked me in was, ironically, it was the 2005 Royal Rumble match. Just the concept of the Royal Rumble, people coming in and out and stuff like that, and that was just unique to me. It was cool. Like, oh, this is different, right? And then I actually watched that WrestleMania live that year, WrestleMania 21, and that's like one of the greatest WrestleManias ever. We're talking like Eddie versus Ray, the first Money in the Bank. You had Randy and Taker, Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels, one of the greatest WrestleMania matches ever. And then Cena and Batista both becoming champion that night. So it was like that was the pivotal start to my fandom right there. Where ever since then, ever since like mid 2004, I ain't tapped out since, bro. Like there have been some years where I was like, I don't really think I need to be watching Raw and SmackDown weekly, but I was still watching all the pay-per-views. Like I've never stopped watching through my entire time.
That's
like
tough.
I've always kept up with it. I've always watched the pay-per-views, especially when the network came out. Like I might not have watched Raw and SmackDown, like I said, weekly, but I still kept up through it through social media. I watched all the pay-per-views. Like I still knew what was happening. So just never been one of those people that wasn't interested in wrestling. I think the older I got, the more I started to like it more. So, Eddie was the first guy that I really started to like. And then, John Cena's my all-time favorite. So once I really started to get into it, around like that 2000, the I Quit match he had with JBL at Judgment.
Oh yeah, classic.
That's what really sold me on
solidified it.
Like,
Classic.
This nigga is tough. Can't nobody tell me nothing about him, bro. Like he is him.
Mhm.
Like, him standing on the top rope with the blood coming down his face.
Yeah, that was classic.
And the pyro going off. I'm like, yeah, that's my guy right here, man. Like, once you find your guy in wrestling, you just don't know. Like this is my guy. It's him. Like so. Once that match happened, it's last year was so unique to me because now that Cena's older, people appreciate him more and he's getting cheered. But it's like, it's so weird to me because I lived through the peak Cena era, bro. Like, watched it. You feel me?
For sure.
I remember the hate that people had for this man through that time frame, man. It's just unique to see how people change once people get older.
Fickle.
Fickle.
It's gonna be like that, with a lot of people that we see currently right now. I feel that people don't want to admit, but that's kind of really how I got into it. My uncle really got me into it, and my grandma, back in once again back in the days when we used to have DVD and VCRs, she used to buy me tons of wrestling DVDs, and I wasn't one of those kids that grew up actually. I was very different. I wasn't one of the kids that grew up and like had the action figures. Like I didn't really care to play with the toys and stuff. Like I wanted to watch it.
Don't judge the people with the toys. I definitely had
no. Like that's cool. I just like that wasn't just my thing. Like a lot of people grew up. That was kind of their thing. But for me, it was like I just wanted to play the video game and just watch it. So every Christmas, my grandma bought me the game because she knew that's what I wanted.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's tough.
When we would go to Walmart. I would always kind of sneak around. I would sneak to the like we would go to Walmart and she would go shopping. I went straight to the electronic like
of
place.
course,
like, going straight to see what kind of DVDs they got. And I might get. She would always get me one. I might get two if I was lucky. If I was lucky, I might get two of them. But I would always pick out one that I really wanted, and I would just watch it. Like I would just watch the DVDs. Like
was this the era of Walmart where you was like this?
Yeah,
the whole time, boys don't remember that, bro. That's peak. Where they sold fish.
They used to sell lobsters in the tank, bro. Like, even when like going to the store could be exciting sometimes. You know what I mean? Like you could go to the store and as a kid, like you may not get nothing, but it's your thing to do.
It's about to be lit.
The
store's like a mall.
I really tapped into it. That's really how I kind of tapped into it, though. Just watching the DVDs over the years, playing the video games, really was kind of my fandom of growing up. And I was lucky enough to get WrestleMania a couple of times. I didn't get it all the time, but there was always one pay-per-view that I was able to get. My grandma wanted. My grandma was always looking out for me, so she was the one that was, getting me the WrestleManias. I watched Mania 21 live, 23, 24, and 25 live. And
okay.
28 was Rock and Cena. So my mom got me that one. I had to. This was a year out in advance. This happened. So I was like, Mom, you don't understand.
Right.
But she's not a wrestling fan, so she don't care. She like, bro,
exactly.
Can catch this back on the highlights. I'm like, no, this.
He said no.
Real time.
You got to see this live.
This is going to affect my childhood forever. This will change the trajectory of my childhood. And me, I'll never forget. I had me and 3 of my homies. They came over to the crib. We all watched it at my house. Bro.
Ah, good time.
That was like one of the best experiences, bro. Because like knowing a year in advance, I had to tell her ahead of time. I told her the next day, like, listen,
Next year.
I'm just gonna need this. So of course, now she's making me do all these extra credentials.
Yeah.
Extra chores, what the grades looking like. So now I gotta go to school and actually try. So I'm like, apply myself.
Isn't that crazy when parents they find your theme?
29. I saw 29 too. So I saw a couple of manias actually, but some of them I didn't even ask for. Some of them like were just like I had family members like other cousins who ordered them, so I went to their house and watched it. Or like I said, my grandma would just like I would go over her house and it was just like it was there. I didn't even know, like just.
Oh, that's live.
I go there and then like it's on the TV, getting ready to count down. I'm like, what's this? Like what's?
Hold on.
You already know what this is. I'm like, psh.
Don't threaten me with a good time. But you know what? Since you did say John Cena was your guy, because I mean you giving me a nostalgia moment for real. Just talking about Walmart and friends coming over and watching it. Since John Cena's your guy, what was your opinion of last year? Like how they did his retirement tour. Like, what did you think once things was over? What was your initial reaction to how it ended and like how the year went itself?
All right, if we're gonna keep it real.
Keep it above.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It could have been better. There were only 2 things that I didn't like. I would have never turned him heel. I didn't like that at all. I still didn't like it. I still don't like it. I don't agree with it. I felt it was too little too late. There's nothing I felt they could have done booking-wise to convince the audience that John Cena is now this bad guy during his last year in professional wrestling. It wasn't going to work. I just felt like it was a good moment, but I just wasn't feeling him as a bad guy opposed to what the fans wanted. And then the Brock Lesnar match at WrestlePalooza. I just felt like that was a waste. Like I just feel like we could have at least got a real match out of that. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, brother.
I feel you're not giving people what they really wanted during the retirement tour to an extent. And I think part of that is a little bit of John Cena's fault because he's been known to be this yes guy. So I think whatever WWE has given him, he just says yes without kind of giving any rebuttals. But it's like this year is really about you, bro.
Yeah, this your year.
Like people want to see the best things that we can get from you because it's your last year. And I actually heard him speak on a podcast where the WrestleMania main event last year where he talked about like how he purposely was basically trying to have a bad match. But I'm like, that's not a good thing, bro. Like, that's a bad thing because you're telling people you want to ruin wrestling. Cool, it's cool for the gimmick, but people pay money to go to WrestleMania. And this is the main event of WrestleMania. You can't have a bad match. You know what I mean? Like you can't do that. That's not good. So I do feel like there are certain things I would have tweaked, but realistically, if you look at it, all the things that we really wanted, we got. May not have happened the way you wanted it, but the 17th world title, we got that. They even gave us the Here Nigga Damn Intercontinental Championship. Okay.
Here Nigga Damn.
You want that IC title Grand Slam? Okay, here, take it. Give it to you for 2 weeks. Go take it and put it on your resume. You got the nostalgia feuds with Randy, with CM Punk. So they gave us, some really, really good matches. Cody Rhodes was one of the best matches at SummerSlam.
It was.
I thought his match with Logan Paul was really good, even though people didn't
it was.
Logan Paul in that spot, but it was really good. And they gave us the AJ Styles shit too, which was incredible. Like, we pretty much got a lot of things that we wanted last year. Nostalgia feuds, good matches, some of the stories and matches, maybe they could have replaced it with other things. Sure, you could always look back and judge that, but I don't think it's as bad as some people really make it out to be. I just feel like there are certain people who wanted things to be different, which I completely understand, but overall it wasn't bad. And him losing to Gunther the way he did, I mean, if that's how he wanted to go out, I can't be against that. I mean, that's his decision. So I'm sure John Cena, if he wasn't feeling that, he wouldn't have done something like that. But I think that was his way of pretty much killing the character. Like the Cena character is gone. You know what I mean? Like, the man is still here, but Super Cena is no more. So it's in the past now.
No tears. You kept it together.
Yeah, I'm not really an emotional person. I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of just like. I kind of took it all in and like as a good moment. Like I said, I watched his whole career. I watched the whole beat. Like when I started watching, he was still rapping. So I saw his entire rise.
Platinum.
I saw his entire rise from the top. The hatred, the love. Like I saw it all. So for me, it was kind of more of an appreciation. Like I always kind of felt that, you know, when people didn't like Cena, I was like, you know, they're gonna appreciate him one day.
Yeah.
One day they're really gonna look back and say, man, this nigga one of the greatest for real. Like for the longest, they said he couldn't wrestle, but I could always point out a great match that he had year by year, and people always saying, well, he was getting carried. But I'm like, I mean, if he's having good matches with all these other individuals who don't wrestle the same, I don't see how he could be getting carried at that point. Like, if he's having good matches with Triple H and Batista and Edge and CM Punk and AJ Styles and then Shawn Michaels, like, these guys don't wrestle the same. Like, Shawn Michaels don't wrestle like Batista. So if he's able to go out there and cook with all these guys, I would say Cena's pretty good in the ring. He knows what he's doing. He doesn't have to do too much.
Yeah.
He's good though. So it's just always, I feel there's people, unfortunately, when it comes to professional wrestling, they won't get appreciated until they're either like retired or until they're dead, honestly. And that's usually how it goes. So
unfortunately,
I'm glad that Cena was able to really get his flowers a little bit though on you know, his last run. So I don't think the run was as bad as some people make it out to be, though. I think there are things that could have been better, but I didn't watch it and was like they're burying him or
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I agree. I mean, I just feel like, well, to the sense that how people give you respect at certain points. I mean, but I did like the fact that, like, even with AJ, like, I like when a wrestler is able to control when they leave the business instead of it being like an injury or certain things like that. Because it's some wrestlers that you wish you could see how things played out for them, you know, and it's always dope when a wrestler can actually hang it up on their time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
You know, so, but yeah.
I wanted to ask you something since we are on the road to WrestleMania 42. We did talk about some of the okay builds, the great builds we've seen so far on this heading into this weekend show, and some of the horrendous builds. But I want to ask you on a positive note, what's your favorite WrestleMania build of all time? Doesn't matter which WrestleMania, just one that you automatically remember. Be like, damn, bro, I was so excited when they set this matchup and how they built it up all the way to the show. What's your favorite WrestleMania build?
I'm gonna give you a couple different answers here.
Okay.
My favorite WrestleMania build that disappointed beat Randy versus Triple H.
I knew it.
It
was so
good, man.
It was
so good. And then the match. I just don't know what happened, bro. I just don't know what happened. Like,
oh my God, that was. So
I know
good.
They had to follow Shawn Michaels and Undertaker. I get it,
and that was damn near impossible.
They never would have topped that. You still could have performed at a higher level, but like
that was the problem that they had to follow that. I mean,
yeah, but I mean, there's things that couldn't be followed though. Like, you know, Cena and Rock had to follow that end of an era Hell in a Cell. Now that match wasn't better than that Hell in a Cell, but they still put on a good main event. You can still follow it. I think not having a stipulation on that match definitely hurt it.
Yes,
to me at all. But we're talking just the build.
Just build.
One of the greatest builds I've ever seen in my life. I was locked in every Monday to see what this nigga Randy Orton was about to do to somebody. Bro. When he did to Vince and then Shane and then Stephanie and then when he had Stephanie handcuffed. I mean, when he had Triple H handcuffed, and
man,
bro, he's different.
And the video package, War Machine. Oh,
War Machine.
Oh my God.
Hey, sometimes I go back and just watch that.
Yes.
How did you see that video package one time, bro? Like that build was so
peak,
so well done. I actually think this might be a hot take, but I think what they did with that build for the Royal Rumble winners, what they should do every year, because every year they tell us whoever wins the Royal Rumble is going to main event WrestleMania, but that logic has never really been a thing, but some people still believe in that logic for some reason. But you know who's going to win the Royal Rumble ahead of time. Start the build process beforehand. That way you can start to plant the seeds. He kicked Vince in the head before he won the Rumble.
Yeah.
So then when he won the Rumble, you're like, what's going on here now, right? And then it became obvious. Once he took out Shane and Stephanie, I'm like, he got it from Triple H. Like, there's no other person to pick. So that might be the greatest WWE title build I think we've ever seen going into Mania. I'm not gonna lie, like that shit was like
peak.
It just went too far. So when you think wrestling, everything has to go too far in order to cook. Like, bro, you handcuffing me down, and I see you doing my wife. Like, it's just like I'm about to kill you.
That's so relatable because it's like anybody who's married or has a fiance,
Yeah,
or whatever,
bro.
right? Like,
I could only imagine.
if you see your
I
girl
couldn't imagine.
in harm's way and you can't do nothing, that feeling is like,
Yeah, bro.
another nigga got you helpless, bro. Like, what can you do?
I'm about to kill him. Only thing in my head is I'm about to kill this nigga, bro.
Yeah.
I'm about to kill
I would
his
say that
bloodline.
build was really good. I want to two more I will mention that I thought was really peak before I give you my favorite. The 4-year story that Taker, Shawn, and Triple H had. That 4-year story they told with from Mania 25 to 28. Now we didn't know it was going to be that 4-year story, but I mean, that 25 match and that build was good, and then the streak versus career build was really, really good. That was really peak. The next year, when I'll never forget when Taker returned and then Triple H came back right after, and they literally just had a stare down in the ring. And just stared at the sign at WrestleMania, and people went crazy. And then the end of an era build was really good. And then Yesomania, that build was pretty crazy. But my favorite build, honestly, it might have to be Cena and Rock, the first one.
There we go.
Like,
ooh, yeah, that was so good. That was good too.
Two people on the mic.
It's probably the biggest match that WWE's ever had still to this day. Knowing that you were going to get it a year ahead of time.
Yeah, in advance.
And then when they actually had the build, now you talked about going over the edge, knowing now that they actually really had backstage heat, and knowing that like Cena was taking shots at him, calling him out for the promo on the wrist, and like Rock being pissed about that, and then like Rock having these comedy segments where he's throwing Cena's merch in the Boston Harbor, and like like just all this type of stuff we were getting. It was like it was so fun to watch in real time, and then like seeing the match happen was like something you only see in a video game. You thought, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so that's
facts.
probably that's like peak childhood nostalgia for me right there. It's like that's probably my favorite build where it was like I can't believe this is happening. Like we're getting John Cena versus The Rock, bro. 2 generations colliding, bro. Like that was something that like I felt was so special at the time too, because WWE was still PG and the product really wasn't like all that top tier at that particular time frame either. So to know that we were getting that, it was like, man, I feel like that was a time that I don't know if we can ever get back. Even with Rock and Roman, if they ever do that, it wouldn't be looked at as like a generational thing. Like this was attitude versus ruthless aggression. You know what I mean? So, like if you were Attitude Era, this is The Rock. You know what I mean? Like this is the guy. If you was ruthless aggression, John Cena. You know what I mean? So it was like that was something that I feel was just very special to watch in real time. So that probably is my favorite WrestleMania build when you're adding the match plus the story itself. If we're talking just the build, probably it'll probably be Triple H and Randy though. Just like the actual build itself. Like
I ain't gonna hold you. Like if they were to build Rock versus Roman the right way, that could get in the conversation as one of the greatest. Like just from what they gave us leading up to 40. Like in the whole bloodline city, in more of the bloodline, people getting involved, people got to choose. Like that
would carry. That would carry.
That could become one of the greatest type of, because you got the whole bloodline tree and people arguing. Man,
that would carry.
Call us WWE.
You talking 2 of the best storytellers, bro. So like you talking Tribal Chief, Final Boss. Come on, bro. Like,
that would cook. I just hope it would be unfortunate. It'd probably be in Saudi if everything is depending on the
hey, but to be honest though, that crowd would go crazy though.
Oh no, they would lose. I mean, anybody would lose their shit for that type of match. Like despite
who you booing
about The Rock in the stories and stuff, I mean that's still a mega match. That's one of the honestly the biggest matches you can possibly put on left in professional wrestling. It don't get no bigger than those 2 guys going at it, and it makes sense. So
somebody said lock away the camels.
A lot of people always are talking about Hogan, Austin, Cena, and all these big stars, but I feel like The Rock is always kind of forgetting about now. If he has a match with Roman, he would then have had a big match at WrestleMania with all 4 pillars: Hogan, Austin, Cena, and then Roman.
Oh yeah,
all these guys. He's had the match with Mania, and they all were huge. So
facts. No, you spot on, man. You were spot
It's
on.
just because he's still involved. You know, when you're not involved with the company or doing as much and coming every time, people can appreciate you more. But when they know you're part of, you know, the board and certain things like that, you're in there some type of way with some type of dealing. So people don't miss you as much. But so you got the card information, Ross? We went through the card stuff yesterday, so I don't necessarily believe we have to go through all the matches because we really had a nice conversation yesterday on
and the stream is still up for y'all if y'all want to check it out, but we'll probably just go through like obviously the main ones. So we gonna start with I hate that they, you know what, I'm not even gonna start with that one because I don't want to be depressed yet. We're gonna start with just something simple with Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu, the unsanctioned match. It's one of the few matches on night one that I'm really looking forward to. I believe it's going to be starting off the show. It's going to be in that first hour. So who do you got winning in this particular match?
I got Jacob winning. I think Drew is back to his losing ways, unfortunately. So, yeah, Drew had a nice little run.
Drew.
Yeah, loser Drew.
He back to taking the mail. So
they doing Drew wrong, bro.
Hey, but he's going to film a movie, so he ain't doing.
I don't care about all that, bro. Man, I need to come.
Hey, bro, he making money, bro. He making money.
How many people film movies and still was on top?
Hey, look,
True.
This is true.
Come on,
and I
bro.
do think, if anything, just considering how this fucking build with Pat McAfee is went, I would have definitely preferred him to just be champion and we go into WrestleMania and he drop it then. Cool, whatever. The next match I can think of that how do you feel about Jade versus Rhea Ripley? How do you think that's gonna go?
So the build doesn't shock me too much. They don't really put a lot of effort into the women's builds for WrestleMania yearly. Unfortunately, they just don't put the effort into it like they did with the men's. Rhea Ripley has I said this yesterday too. Rhea Ripley has a very strong WrestleMania match catalog. So
yeah,
she does.
She's one of the best in rings they got. If Jade can't have a good match with Rhea Ripley, we're gonna have to start having some conversations about Jade Cargill. Like if she can't have a good match with Rhea Ripley. I'm not saying Jade is terrible, so don't take my words and twist it. I'm not saying she ass, but she's very subpar in the ring. I feel like a lot of people feel the same as well. And if she can't go out there and cook with Rhea Ripley, some conversations gonna need to be had. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
I got
Bless you.
I'm gonna go with Jade.
You said what?
I'm gonna go with Jade.
Jade? Okay.
Jade.
All right. Yep. I think honestly she needs it. If she doesn't win, then what was the point? Yeah, especially with Beachin. If she don't win with the Hall of Fame catering all-stars, then just go ahead. Like I said yesterday, Jade is cool, but you might as well go ahead and give me a Gatorade Zero from the back in catering, bro.
The baddie line or the catering line, whichever one.
Yeah, facts. Actually, we're just gonna go ahead and get to the nitty-gritty for night one, the main event, which doesn't really feel like the main event anymore. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton and Pat McAfee, because he's on there. So I'm sure Pat McAfee's gonna get involved, right? Who do you think is gonna win that?
The fact that they put in Wick Pat McAfee is kind of
it's a 2-on-1 handicap match at this point. So yeah, who you think is gonna win?
Just don't understand how we got here, people.
Yep, we here now.
The easiest story to tell. The easiest story to tell going into WrestleMania layup. Imagine Michael Jordan going for a wide open game winner layup. Nobody's around him. Nobody's guarding him. Wide open layup and he just misses. That would never happen. It would never happen. It's cake. Yeah. All you had to do was just tell the simple story of Randy and Cody, 20-year history, legacy, everything they've done since the heel turn and everything. It was perfectly done. And then they inserted Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll. Are we serious?
Yeah.
Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll. You weren't confident enough that Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes could sell tickets if you had lowered the prices to begin with. You put them in the main event of WrestleMania for a reason, because Randy's still a legend. Cody's your guy right now. It's going to sell. It's Cody versus Randy. People have been begging and waiting for this match to happen since Cody came back in 2022. And we get it at WrestleMania finally. You decided, 20-year history story. Let's go ahead and just add Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee a part of it. Why not? What are we doing? Why are we overcomplicating this? It makes absolutely no sense. This was the easiest story they had going into WrestleMania to tell, and it was literally impossible to fumble it. Literally impossible. It was damn near impossible, but somehow they managed to do it. Typical WWE. You managed to do it somehow. So, man.
Yeah.
My prediction is still Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
I don't think this story is going to be told the same as last year, and I don't think it should be told the same as last year. Last year, we had Cena turn heel. Cody lost the title, chased the title all the way back to SummerSlam. I don't think they should do that again this year with this story. I think Cody Rhodes winning benefits Cody a lot because it gives him that nitty gritty and that grit to show that he's not just cookie cutter like everybody thinks he is. You know, it shows that he can get down and dirty with the dogs. And Randy, I think him losing allows him to flip the switch even more and turn up the voices in his head to make him even go crazier. Like now Randy's on this quest to chasing Cody and won't leave him alone until he accomplishes the mission, until he accomplishes the ultimate goal. I'm taking out everybody. I don't care who it is. Pat McAfee.
Please be Pat.
Ross, you come back, you get in the smoke, Jelly Roll. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter who it is, bro. Everybody get in the smoke from Randy Orton until he captures that championship. And I think that's a more interesting and better overall story to tell. I don't think Randy needs it. I don't look at it as the same as last year where like John Cena turning heel was so shocking. It's like, how can you not have him win it?
Yeah.
We've seen Randy like this many times. He's been this guy. This is the best version of Randy Orton. So him winning, I don't think is necessarily really needed at WrestleMania. I do feel like he will get the championship eventually, and he deserves the title at some point later. But I just can't see Cody taking another L in the main event of WrestleMania, especially with him being the guy. Cody Rhodes has a 3-9 record at WrestleMania, by the way.
Damn.
He is 3-9 at WrestleMania.
Damn.
So I just
Jesus. Right.
If you look at his career, if he loses at WrestleMania again, he's lost at WrestleMania every year since coming back. Even though he did win 40, he lost night 1 of 40. He lost at 39. He lost last year. So it's like, if Cody's your guy and he's dominating all year long, pretty much, he's winning at all these other shows, but then WrestleMania comes around, the biggest show of the year, and he can't get it done at WrestleMania. Like every year, he can't get it done at this one show. He can get it done at every other show. Every other pay-per-view is when he thrives the most. But the biggest show of the year is when he can't get it done. Really a good look for your top guy. So we're talking about the face of the company, like the face of your brand.
Yeah.
I just don't think that's really a good look. And with Randy, like I said, Randy, even though he's never won the main event of WrestleMania either, he's never been the guy. He was never the face of the brand. He was just one of the top guys. So I just feel like Randy losing doesn't really affect him. It's not going to make me look at Randy like, oh, he lost. He's a bum. I would still look at Randy Orton the same way. And then if they do what I said, if he loses and then turns it up even further, I mean, we know how demonic Randy Orton can really be.
Yeah.
Can he go to places that we haven't seen him go to before? I think that's an interesting story to tell. Without Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll, I think that's an interesting story to tell. So I think Cody wins for those reasons.
Okay. All right. Well, let's switch over to the ladder match. Where we have Javon, Dragon Lee, JD, Rusev, who's just inserted in there, Rey Mysterio, and Penta. Who you got winning that match?
You know what's even so bad about this? Rusev's in this match, but ain't been a part of the build
at all. Like they ain't even showed him walking in, talking to nobody, just completely nothing. All I seen was just his picture on the card. I'm like,
what?
Okay.
And good for him. He got on Mania. I don't know.
For sure.
I don't know how he got there over Carmelo Hayes.
Even Melo.
We hear, but the ladder match I think could potentially steal the show as well. I don't know why that deadbeat is in there. That left knee. Don't know how well.
Come on, man.
I like it's giving me NXT Black and Gold vibes. I like the matchup because they're adding people in there that you wouldn't expect, like JD McDonough. They threw in Dragon Lee. Even like we talked to Rusev. I like the people they put in there to give them the opportunities to be able to go out there and give it a moment and shine. So I think it's gonna be a fun match to watch. I really do. I really like the lineup they got. And it's really between Penta and Javon, but I think they kind of want to stamp Javon in history, make him youngest IC champion ever.
I like it.
So
that would be tough.
I think he gets it.
Hey, brothers, we may show out this WrestleMania. I'm here for it. I am here for it.
I hope.
We gonna get to the match, man. All right, we're gonna go obviously the main event for night 2. CM Punk, Seth Rollins. I said Seth Rollins out, man. We've already seen that.
So
CM Punk here,
yeah.
Roman Reigns. Who you got winning that one, man? Who you got walking out as the world heavyweight champion?
This build I felt
Mhm.
should have been more.
Mhm.
Not saying it's been a bad build. It's been better than Cody and Randy, that's for sure.
Oh,
But
for sure.
I was kind of just expecting more out of the build, just more like pizzazz to it. You have two of the best storytellers in the company, and it started off really good, but then your old line from Roman Reigns kind of just made it feel flat to me. And I think the best thing they've done during the build was the Punk promo, and Roman wasn't even there for that. So
Yeah.
I also feel like
Yeah.
Roman Reigns for WrestleMania season should be there during his builds every week. I don't like that he's not there every week just for this particular match and season.
Absolutely.
Like after WrestleMania, it's whatever. But like when you're building up WrestleMania, I feel like you have to be there to sell the match. You know? You have to be a part
Absolutely.
of the build every week. So, but my pick is going to be Roman Reigns.
Okay.
I think they're going to have Roman and Cody both champions in the company at the same time, which they haven't done before. And I think they've kind of always wanted that low key.
Ooh.
And I feel like Roman Reigns, yes, even though he doesn't need the World Heavyweight title, even though at this stage in his career, a World Championship doesn't really make him, you know what I mean? And he'll probably never be able to duplicate the last championship run that he had. But Roman's presence is very much felt when he's there, and when he cooks at the highest level, I think he's untouchable. I don't think anybody can touch him when it comes to his stories and his matches, and like when he's really giving you that cinema quality, he's untouchable. He's the best to ever do it in the company right now in this era. So I also feel like him winning the world title and putting somebody over would mean more than somebody beating CM Punk. Not saying that CM Punk couldn't make that effect happen to somebody, but at this stage, Roman's become an anomaly. It's like whoever beats Roman Reigns, like, oh, you just beat Roman Reigns, bro. Like, that means something. So
Yeah.
I feel like him winning the world title to also possibly level it up to make it not feel secondary is also kind of a reason I could see him getting the World Heavyweight Championship. So,
okay. All right. Hey, that you make some very compelling answers there. I'm rocking with that. And finally, you already know what it is. I got to do the intro for this one, man.
Come on,
You know
bro.
what I'm saying?
Come on, bro.
This is a long time coming.
Drums,
especially
please.
For us brothers, you know what I'm saying? When we achieve and win titles in WWE, we hear that infamous guitar riff, that guitar little string, and then we already know what our future entails. We already know what's about to happen. And usually the match don't last that long. Sometimes it only lasts a couple seconds. And then after that, you're done. You're back in the catering. You're back in mid-card purgatory. You didn't even really get a chance to get your revenge. We always deal with this. But finally, I think we may have gotten someone that can be the voices for our people to finally avenge our people. The story that they've been telling that's honestly been the best for WrestleMania this year. We got Brock versus Oba Femi. Who you got winning, man?
there is only one person at WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas, Nevada that has to win over everybody on the card, and it is Oba Femi, bro. If we're talking about the future, this guy could legitimately be the face of the entire brand. He has the it factor. He has the presence, the aura, everything you could ask for in the next WrestleMania main event world champion top guy. It's literally put in the palm of WWE's hand on a silver platter. All they have to do is just have him beat the most dominant guy the company's ever had to establish him as the ruler, to establish him as a serious guy. Like, yeah, this guy is up next. He's going to be one of the next top guys. Like, Brock Lesnar winning does nothing for anybody. Brock Lesnar's already bulletproof. He's a made man. Brock Lesnar winning doesn't do anything for him. Definitely doesn't do anything for Oba Femi. Brock Lesnar losing will still be fine. He'll still be the same guy. Nobody's going to look at Brock any differently. He is established. He is bulletproof. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Like, he doesn't need this win. This win doesn't benefit.
I wouldn't say bulletproof, but I got you. I don't want
to. He doesn't need this win. He's a made man at this point.
Yeah.
Oba Femi, if you're trying to help make other stars for the future, this win is very important. I hate when people say that wins and losses in professional wrestling don't matter. Sometimes they don't, But then there are times when they do.
Yeah.
And yes, you can still look strong in a losing way, but this ain't one of those scenarios, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Oba Femi needs to win. Is a must. And if you're debating that, you're wrong. I'm sorry. Like, you're just wrong. I don't understand your logic. If you're going to debate that Brock Lesnar should win because he's Brock Lesnar and he needs his for Gunther, whatever, no, he doesn't. He does not. He is still going to be the same guy, win or lose. Oba Femi losing could really hurt the trajectory of his momentum, because if he loses to Brock, a lot of people can just look at him like, well, he's just another guy that's not good enough to be Brock Lesnar.
There you go.
He's just a guy that, maybe they're not really sold on. We need to build new stars for the future. The Brock Lesnars of that era that they were from, they're not going to be around forever. They're at the end of their careers. And looking at the future, you got Trick Williams, you got Javon Evans, you got Oba Femi, you got Braun Breaker. You got all these guys that you can use for the future that have potential. Oba Femi is not a guy that you need to build long term. He's ready now. He has all the presence that you need. He only been on the main roster for like 2-3 months. He's one of the most over guys they got in the entire company.
Yeah.
Just for a short time frame being on the company. And he ain't even done much on the main roster besides an entrance. That has crazy aura to it. That's really his presentation is what's selling people. He has the presentation. You don't have to do too much. It's not that hard to really do WWE. It's a simple decision. However you want to do it, whether it's a squash match, a competitive match.
Squash. Ooh. Now you getting me started.
Be raised at the end of the match. It doesn't matter how the match is done. As long as Oba Femi's hand is raised at the end of the match, that's all that matters. It is a simple, easy decision. Sometimes wrestling is not that complicated.
Yeah.
Oba Femi is the guy who needs to win more than anybody at WrestleMania this year.
Hey, give him pyro, bro. Give him
pyro. That's how we gonna end this, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you do it, bro.
When you talk about a great content creator, I can see it in Malik here, bro. Narcolepsy, bro. I mean, amazing, bro, man. Y'all gotta follow the homie everywhere, bro.
Yeah, man.
Make sure y'all go support him, bro. We definitely gonna have to do this some more. I think the people loved what we had going on the other day on you guys' podcast, so they want to see us connect more. So I'm definitely down for that, bro. So we appreciate you for pulling up and joining, bro. Make sure y'all go support the homie, man. Go show some love. We'll of course tag him.
Let everybody know your socials.
Yeah.
So.
Narcolepsy Boy 100, all social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, man. Make sure you guys follow and show some love out there, man. So appreciate you guys for having me on. Sorry I wasn't able to give the hot takes or anything. We dove a lot.
No, you good, bro. Hey, we had a 3-hour conversation yesterday, and we wanted to double back as well. We still have that video up on Twitch if y'all want to check it out. We're gonna repurpose this on YouTube. We'll post down in socials as well. That way you guys can go show him some love, man. He makes some great content, and we definitely gonna have to have him back on here after WrestleMania and chop it up with him, man.
Absolutely.
I think it's gonna be very interesting
An
to
aftermath.
see our conversation of after everything that went down this week. But hopefully it's a great show.
You want me to give the hot takes real quick? Should I get them clips? I'll make it quick, real quick.
You got one? Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. You got one. Go ahead.
I got a couple. I'll throw some out there without any explanation. So I'll give you 3 of mine that I've said before. I think as a talent, head and shoulders, I always thought The Rock was better than Stone Cold at everything. I thought The Rock was better on the mic, just as good in the ring, better heel, just as good as a babyface, more entertaining. Stone Cold was just more popular at the end of the day. So as a talent, to me, The Rock was always better than Stone Cold. I think that Shawn Michaels' theme is not really that great. I'm not a fan of it. It's an iconic theme, but it's not a theme that I'm gonna be playing on my free time, if I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh, you trying to go? He trying to top.
I can name 30 themes better than that theme, bro. I promise you. 30 themes better than that theme. So, and then to give a last hot take for y'all, something real spicy. If we're gonna really get into it, I think when it's all said and done, and some people don't.
I'll do that, Ross.
Some people don't want to put him there, but I think when it's all said and done, Roman Reigns potentially could be on the Mount Rushmore, bro. When it's all said and done,
I'm not mad at that.
I don't want to put him there because of them big dog years, but the peak that Roman has had, what he's going to continue to do throughout the rest of his career, I'm not saying he'll be on that Mount Rushmore, but conversation's gonna have to be had. They're gonna have to be revisited. Is all I'm gonna say. They're gonna have to be had. So
I'm not mad.
Y'all both got the belts, man. Okay.
I'm not mad at nothing you really said. You know, I'm not.
I mean, what I said is true though. So
I mean, you know. What'd you say, Ross?
You on mute, bro.
Ross, you went mute. You messed your mic up.
Nah, true. Can y'all hear me? Hold on.
No, you good now.
Hold on. That's a little bit subjective there. You know, The Rock was great. Don't get it twisted. He's fantastic.
Rock was dope.
Rock was awesome.
Austin was dope too. Austin was great. I just feel like
Austin was doper. You know.
I mean, it's 1A, 1B, Ross.
You're right.
They were 1A, 1B.
You're right. You show right.
Austin just had a bigger impact and was just more popular, which is why he ranks higher all time, because he like helped really save the company from like dying. But as a talent, The Rock, he was better. He was a better talent.
All right, man. We appreciate you, Malik.
Oh, that's how you feeling?
We appreciate you, bro. Thank you, man. Thank you for pulling up, bro.
Like I said,
how you feeling? That's how you feeling?
Hey, man, we appreciate
Malik
you
pretty
up.
cold, man. I like Malik, man.
Yeah, he cool. He cool.
He said he cool. But
no, it's all love, bro. It's all love, bro.
Nah,
hey,
for sure, bro. No, we appreciate
you
it.
pulling up, man. Thank you so much, and we definitely have to lock in with you after
Absolutely.
WrestleMania. Hopefully, they make the right decision, so everything's good. If not, then we all just gonna be ranting together, and it's gonna be a great time. So
yeah, I mean, good for us, right?
Yeah, good for us, man.
Yeah, we definitely got to do like a recap or something after, just to give our thoughts and stuff like that. But we'll definitely do that. But guys,
yeah, we No Name Wrestling will be going live after WrestleMania. So after the show, we're gonna be going live in real time. So
okay, bet. We definitely have to lock in with y'all, man.
But yeah, man, hey, guys, go nowhere. And again, make sure y'all follow the homie everywhere on social media and all that, man, because they definitely be putting out some dope stuff. But we'll be back because this is not over. So don't go anywhere. Just sit tight. We'll put it on. Be right back so we can end it with the homie. And then we'll be back on here. So sit tight and do not leave.
Bitches from Houston. If you got a problem, then we got the solutions. And there's no illusion. I made this shit happen. I'm living life lucid. I'm switching my strategies. Now they hate on me cause I'm causing casualties. But why are they after me? Deep inside they know they can't handle half of me.